So Boops, it's not every day that we have a full-on birthday celebration on this channel, but apparently today is UMNO's birthday.
A small performance for you while I say my piece.
To avoid demonetization,
I will actually play the song myself.
3, 2, 1, go.
So Boops, Akmal Saleh posted a picture of UMNO in a photo shoot just today on May the 11th, which is the day that UMNO was born. Hooray! Today is actually 80 years ever since UMNO was founded, and it was created in response to the British proposal for the Malayan Union. They basically went around protesting here, there, and everywhere. Mahathir was there, all of the On Jaafar became its first president, and oh, what a wonderful leadership he could have chartered, protecting agama, bangsa, dan negara, until it all turned racist and he left his own party because they wouldn't admit non-Malays. But anyway, today is its birthday, and here's what Akmal had to say about it. A responsibility for race. UMNO wasn't born because of a season. It was born because of responsibility. Behind a long journey, UMNO continues to stand on the same basis to protect religion, race, and land with an adab. Wow, does UMNO have adab? That uplifts the royalty as the umbrella of the states and the country. This year's celebration does not just remember history, it is a reminder that this journey always continues from one generation to another generation on the shoulders of those who preceded us. Now, the responsibility has come to us. Our responsibility today is not just to inherit the name of UMNO, but to ensure that the soul of its struggle remains. To ensure that UMNO stays as the pulse of the struggle, the voice and the hope of our race. UMNO must continue to be a principled party, firm when the pride of our race is challenged, loyal when the royalty must be defended, humble when the rakyat ask for defense. Because this journey is not a journey that has an end. It is a responsibility that always continues so long as religion must be protected, the race must be protected, the race must be race? That's what Bella means, right? And the land must be caretaken. Happy birthday, UMNO! We fight because of the responsibility of this race, before, now, and forevermore. Wow, how touching. You know, I think that is a great celebration and everything, and UMNO has had a very pivotal role in Malaysia as a whole. There's nobody who would deny that. And you know, I do like UMNO a lot more than PAS or some of the other Malay parties in the very first place. But every single time I think about UMNO and any race-based party in this country, I just have to ask, why? Why are you so obsessed with this race thing? I mean, Malaysia as a whole is made up of multiple different races, and a lot of people like to talk about so-called social contracts for which they have no proof. Go ahead and mention that time and time again alongside Article 153 and everything, but I just have to wonder, does it even really make sense? I mean, like, we know that Malay is a hybrid identity. It's like a mixture of like what? Minangkabau, Bugis. People can be Arabic and be Malay. You can be Indian and you can be Malay. Anybody can be a Malay if they want. It's all in the constitution, baby.
But really, why are you so insecure?
You know, our Zahid Saboob has been talking about a little bit of this by saying that like there is a growing Malay unease and weakened political power, while apparently talking about being glorious in history, something that he never actually explained, which unfortunately some people might explain on his behalf. But you know, the root cause of this so-called unease, I think, is because people like you and people like Mahathir have been pushing time and time again things like his gagal post saying, oops, your history is over. No, it's not, bro. But still, you people like to tungang on this concept over and over again. And the second point I want to raise is, does your religion even need a defense? We know already that you have tons of funding, tons of resources. The constitution is on your side. Enactments exist to stop people from proselytizing to you. And the question that I always have is, what more do you want? Because as far as I know, if what you believe in is really the solution, it is the great strength that you should repose in, then it doesn't need to be defended, right? Unless of course you're saying that your faith is weak, which is something I don't think that you want to say. But for some reason or another, if we believe what Akmal has said here and what UMNO is apparently meant to do, then it needs to go out there and defend a civilizational faith as if somehow God is weak enough to need defense. As for defending the royalty, Daulat Tuanku to any member of the royalty, that has been addressed on this channel and I have yet to directly approach. I did approach the Sultan of Perak, by the way, for a podcast invitation, but then unfortunately that was rejected because there apparently exists no protocol for a regular citizen to engage with royalty in that manner. But generally, I feel like if you really wanted to defend the royalty in this country, you're not really doing that. You know, so many of y'all have been focusing on this Wong Siu Ki thing that all of y'all are forgetting the simple fact
That there are people closer to home that you might want to deal with. I mean, some of you may remember what Tun Dr. Mahathir did, some of you may not, but it's good to remember.
if you were actually sincere about your journey over the course of these 80 years and everything that you can achieve for the next 80 or even 80,000, then I think that maybe you should target Hadi Awang for mocking the constitution as a colonial construct in direct opposition to the keluhuran perlembagaan. That's one of the most obvious things that you could have actually done. But really, when you look at everything that's happened today, you just have to ask yourself, what was the point really of UMNO? What did you actually achieve? Sure, there was like NEP, there's the Malay middle class and everything, but then if really you have been doing your job, then why is it that Zahid is then saying all of this? You are talking about grand histories, yet somehow or another, there are so many people out there in the community who are relying on this idea of flying Malays and Malays who teach other people Kung Fu. While by the way, they complain about being oppressed all day long, strong on the outside, weak on the inside, constantly saddled down with this narrative that you are weak, other people are strong, you are being bullied. While by the way, your own people act out and then bully other people constantly, unrelentingly, saying that you are the victim while screaming that everyone else is pendatang.
Not to say this doesn't happen to other communities, but really, you should watch your own.
I don't know, man, but I am sincere in wishing you a happy birthday. I hope that you enjoy this birthday and somehow it's gonna be meaningful for you. But suppose, I think that rather than just like celebrating, y'all need to really start reflecting a bit more, because it doesn't really matter what party it is out there. Whatever it is that y'all have been doing while appealing to this agama bangsa stuff, I don't think it's been working, and I don't think it's gonna work at any point in the future either. Unless of course your solution is to cause people to all end up leaving this country and call it a basket case while you celebrate, and years down the line, as a result of your wonderful civilizational marwah diri, jati diri, this place goes bankrupt and it goes flush down the drain. Well, you don't have to listen to me, but maybe some of you who are still watching did. It's UMNO's 80th birthday, sapoops. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That's all I have to say about that, and bye.